Welcome back to the DreamLeague Season 5. We are here live from the Monster DreamHack Studios. Yes, I'm starting to trip over my words today. It's the last day of the week. Apparently I said Devil's African rather than Devil's...
No, you said Devil's Africa. You made it even worse somehow. Oh, God.
However,
it happens.
I was correct in my prediction.
You were correct. That's true.
Yes, so we just witnessed game number 1 of London Conspiracy taking on No Diggity. And No Diggity, after quite a long game, after I thought they had it earlier than in the time they ended it at. I mean, it was a long game. It was 44 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
But No Diggity won.
Yep.
Yes, they did.
But they should have won earlier?
No. I think that London Conspiracy actually played their lineup. Okay, so we talk about London Conspiracy all the time, and we say they pick these lineups,
and
then
they don't have a plan.
They don't play them the way that they're supposed to be played. And this game is a prime example of just not understanding what your lineup is actually capable of doing. Because even at the 20-minute mark, you could have gone racks. The 15-minute mark, you could go racks. Like, once you get marksmanship on that Drow Ranger, you put her mid, he buys a Shadow Blade. And I'm just like...
Here it comes. Oh, man.
Why did you buy a Shadow Blade? All you have to do is buy stat items and go with your team and push. And you have so much damage that at this early stage in the game, what hero on No Diggity D-pushes? What hero stops you from going high ground and just hitting the buildings?
I believe there was minute 16. They were actually in mid lane and they were actually trying to push high ground at that point. And you said, if they don't push this through, if they don't win this, don't actually push, they lost.
Yeah, because what happens is, Koikva had a lot of momentum from the early game, and a lot of that is attributed to the fact that they did put Baby Knight up against the Furion, which I do feel is a mistake. PyCat said the same thing. You want to put OD in that matchup. He can like 1 or 2 shot the treants. He can just dominate the lane. He has very good damage, so the last hitting becomes easy for him, and then you can have this like off lane where your Enchantress is down there with the Abba. You can farm the Ench. Like, they had so many options, and to be honest, I feel like they put so much emphasis on stopping Koikva's split push that they completely lost sight of what their lineup is actually meant to do. Like, take this scenario, for example. You have 5 heroes grouped up outside of the enemy base. Happened a few times.
Yeah.
There is one person on the other team pushing your lane, and they back.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe you lose the tier 3. Maybe you even lose a ranged Rax. But at the end of the day, your lineup is not built to be able to deal with the split push of No Diggity, and by playing into that and just backing and backing and backing and having these Aegis pushes that just don't work because you're so scared of losing like a single building, your lineup will never really be what it's supposed to be, which is a push lineup.
Yeah.
We have a saying for that in America.
Oh, yeah.
It's called nut up or shut up. And
It's more like you can't see the forest through the freaking trees, man.
Both of those.
Yeah, it was just actually insane to me that that game went down the way that it did.
So it's nuts up the trees.
Nuts up the trees. We can take a look at the highlight clip. As that is an uphill push. I was my brain just whatever.
Let's take
this
a
is where
gander.
Baby Knight has the Aegis.
Yep.
And this is basically their last...
But see, let's pause right here. Just pause. Okay. Just for a second, let's keep in mind that Baby Knight is already massively out of position, okay?
Yes.
This lineup, you can just sit on the low ground and hit the tower as well. You don't need to be up on high ground to give the enemy team a position to be able to start the fight in the first place. Like, yeah, okay, you have this Venge swap, but you know what's better? Having a Venge swap and only having one person in range for initiation on the side of No Diggity. Like, this whole position that they have, this concave, is a disaster. This is just... All right, let's keep going. We'll see. So, like, Kezu gets a 2-man Chronosphere, right? It's a very nice swap to save the OD, but Aegis is already down, and pretty much the entirety of London Conspiracy is inside that sphere.
Here, pause.
Yeah, we can pause again.
At this point, so you've got everybody here for No Diggity. Chrono is on cooldown, right? Aegis is down, but he's going to be back up, and he can be with his team again soon. Is this the point to continue pushing because Chrono's down? What should they do?
Ideally, Chrono being down would make me think that, yeah, you do kind of want to push, but you also have to consider that swap has already been used. OD is low on health, and they don't have a mech, right?
Yes.
They don't have any health offset because the Abba went, I think, phase into Vlad's. So in this situation, with the amount of farm that Koikva has, this push is already a failure. Like, they don't need to put everyone in a spot where Kezu can sphere, and we can just keep playing from now because we're going to see Baby Knight respawn here. And I mean, yeah, he pops the Manta. He's going to walk away, but just the fact that they have stemmed the tide. This is the important thing for No Diggity. It's not a matter of necessarily killing a ton of heroes, but it's making it a little bit scary to keep pushing. And we can see a very nice arrow here after the impale.
Yeah. Oh,
And
there goes Void again.
That time dilation hits 5 heroes, by the way.
Oh,
And that is rough. That's the moment where basically they start backing off. You can't really run from this lineup either, so
Yeah,
they,
you can't.
They just die.
That's another thing, is this lineup is a siege lineup. And what that means is you can't put yourself in a situation where the enemy team has a way to jump you. And the way that they jump is with Void. So instead of having Baby Knight sitting there, waiting for the creep wave, hit the tower, wait for the creep wave, hit the tower, no one on No Diggity is going to leave. They have to stay in base. Like, Koikva might teleport away, but if he does that, he's also giving a slight delay in when he's back into the fight. So if he goes that way, then you can choose, okay, maybe now we can commit, you know? But their positioning was just, everything about this game was not great. Like,
So I'm going to ask you before the draft happens.
okay.
Is L...
No, they're not going to win. After
Okay.
watching that, I was just like, yeah, they're going to get 2-0'd.
I've never seen you so triggered in my entire life.
I
dude.
was like, I was
You're,
so
like,
happy to see
actually
them.
upset.
I was really like loving their draft. I'm like, oh man, this is so good. This is so good. You know, I actually felt like they outdrafted them if they played well.
You feel betrayed. I feel
do.
betrayed as well.
I feel betrayed.
I won.
Thanks, Sheev.
It's like one of the most simple concepts in Dota. Hit the buildings.
Yeah.
Just freaking hit the buildings.
Well, it's the worst feeling. It really is when you are pushing. You know it's early game, and then somebody just 3 people TP back to try to save
Yeah.
buildings.
Are you
God.
both saying No Diggity is going to win this?
They're going to win.
Yep. I'm gonna say can go completely against what my brain is telling me because you
You were right today.
I've been right
On a lot
today.
of
My
things.
brain tells me No Diggity's gonna
Surprisingly.
win, so I'm gonna go against that. Going against my brain is
Okay.
typically a
Okay.
good move.
Well, No Diggity, I think they can do it because Flax is listed as 2. What? You can't have that.
Hey, well, when you're twice as right.
No, see, I got you. I go for No Diggity because they have an Enigma. We can take a look at the rest of the draft because it is on the way. Yes, I slightly cheated, which apparently is what I did in Age of Empires, which is where the car came from, rather than Warcraft 3. The car that you summoned
I was
with the
thinking
Big Daddy
Warcraft 3.
something.